Hey everybody, it's Peter Brown here, editor at GameSpot with video producer Andy Bauman. We had a chance to play the first few hours of Bioshock Infinite the other day. And if you're on the internet and you're into gaming, you probably saw that the first 5 minutes of the game leaked online. Some of you are avoiding it due to spoilers, you don't want to ruin the experience. We're going to take the opposite approach. We're going to ruin the experience for people who want it ruined. So we're going to watch the trailer, give you guys a few details about what we've seen, where we know those details are going to take us. Let's start the ride.
I wouldn't even say we're actually ruining anything, although the great thing about this vignette of 5 minutes is like the mise-en-scene happening, which is like a filmmaking term that just means like storytelling through showing you stuff that's just static in the environment is incredible. So it's like there's a lot here, and since we know a little bit more than the average internet person, if that's what we can be called.
That's the PC term, I think.
Yes. Then we should just spoil it and let you decide if you want to hear it or not. All right, boom. So is that important that it's in Maine? I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know.
That we have no insight into.
I will say that lighthouses are more typical for the Northeast, but
I believe you.
So here we are, we're Booker DeWitt, we're being handed a box by a woman who's accompanied by a guy. They're a pair that shows up rather frequently at sort of these poignant moments in the first few hours of the game, but even with our experience, we weren't really able to decipher who they were in the grand story.
Right, and they always have like really interesting, quippy remarks to say about either what you've done, what you're about to do, which is like really interesting in a lot of ways, or just, you know, random observations about the world. It reminds me a lot of what, and it's gonna like show my hand of cards of how much of a Joss Whedon fan I am, but like season 4 finale of Buffy, there's an amazing dream sequence episode, and this guy keeps on coming up, and he's like this weird character, right? And he's like, cheese? And they're like that to me. They're like just sort of a statement about the tone of the game, injecting like little, you know, you should be thinking about these sort of things, like, or like, this game is a thought experiment of itself. Like, don't just take it literally. Like, take it with cheese, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it's very hard to tell what they're doing, but
yeah,
you definitely know that they're important. So in that box that Booker received, there was a photo of a girl on the back. It said, "Return her to New York." There was a key with a sort of a bird cage on it, and a note that had symbols with a few numbers next to them. So here they've landed at the lighthouse, and Booker's slowly making his way inside.
Yeah,
kind of reminiscent of the start of the original Bioshock, which took place, you know, in the ocean. You crashed in a plane. You're sort of swimming in the ocean, you come upon a little island, and that's the start of Rapture. This lighthouse kind of serves as the vehicle to get to Columbia, the setting for Infinite.
Here's something that's very interesting, is that note that was on the door as he passes through, it throws me off because I'm thinking about how the lighthouse delivery system to Columbia fits into this narrative, because like, obviously people who hired Booker have been to this lighthouse before. They're not here now, but they like expected his arrival to take place.
Is anyone here?
Anyway, it's really interesting, and I have no idea like what it means. But here's like the map I was telling you about.
Yeah.
It like shows
different points in America.
Yeah.
But that was all inland stuff, though.
Yeah. Obviously, if you take time to like stop this, and when you're playing, you'll like stop and watch all this stuff a lot more carefully. But like, yeah, like they must have known that Columbia, if it's not static, if it moves around, was going to be at this lighthouse at this time, which plays into like why the dead guy's there, because they're like threatening Booker, and it's like they know he's coming, but who knows he's coming?
Right.
And does someone inside Columbia orchestrate his appearance to Columbia?
It could. I mean, so when I was playing the game, I actually kind of got to the point where I was wondering if, you know, Comstock, the guy behind everything, if he's orchestrating all this,
yes,
if he's planning it all to sort of put you up as this foe that he can overcome and prove to the citizens of Columbia, you know, his worth in their society.
Yeah, because there is obvious stuff later on that you come across that paint you as Columbia's public enemy number one.
Yeah, like you're a well-known entity and feared, and it doesn't take long for the people to realize that you're there. So here, Booker had entered the code, and he's getting into this chamber that's got this looks like a dentist chair, sort of. Anyway, this is going to be how he gets to Columbia. You know, he takes his seat, and as you'll see in a moment, the lighthouse just sort of emerges and takes off.
Yes, the only way to get to Columbia is through rocket chair, apparently, which, you know, awesome.
Oh, I knew that. I thought you knew that too.
I do that after one.
Okay.
Back in the lighthouse, though, there was quilted signs, I guess. Maybe they were crocheted.
Yeah, it was like, bathe yourself of your sins and stuff like that.
The religious side to this whole thing. And it makes you also question whether or not this lighthouse is like the welcome center for, possible residents of Columbia anyway, or if it's like set up later as the delivery system for people like Booker. Like, it's so intriguing to me that like they repurposed it. I don't know. It's interesting.
There's a lot of mystery that we don't even know the answer to yet.
Right.
And this first 5 minutes, despite it seeming like it may be giving a lot of things away, there's still a lot of questions that are left unanswered, and we hope maybe we've given you guys some stuff to think about, but I don't think we've actually spoiled a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to have people actually be able to play that first 5 minutes and stop and look at everything, because that's what I did when we had the chance to sit down with it, and it was like incredibly. It's like the first, it's like the first game since like Half-Life 2 where you just want to see everything in the world because it means something.
They give you little glimpses, but they were pretty careful not to give anything away, so I think that's another clue that there are important details.
Absolutely.
Within. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. This was the first 5 minutes of Bioshock, spoiled by yours truly, Peter Brown, Andrew Byman.